In a quiet town where wealth spoke louder than truth, lived a man whose pride would soon lead him into the most shocking discovery of his life. This is the story of the wealthy man who bought a ram for a feast, but never knew the ram was his own wife. Chief Okafor's mansion. Drums in the background, faint talking noises. Chief Okafor, the wealthiest man in town. His mansion shone like ivory. His gates golden, servants bowed as he passed, and children shouted his name in the streets. He loved one thing more than his riches, throwing grand feasts that made the whole town dance. But while the world saw a proud, boastful man, his wife, Madame Enneka, saw something else. She saw his blind heart. A heart too proud to listen, too proud to see. Excited drumbeats, market noise. One morning, Chief Okafor declared, "This year's feast will be the grandest ever. I shall buy the fattest ram in the market. A ram so majestic that the heavens themselves will bow to my wealth." Crowd cheering. The whole town buzzed with excitement. But his wife's hands trembled. She opened her mouth to speak, and closed it again, her eyes filled with silent worry. The market. Animal noises blighting, traders shouting. The great market was alive, traders shouted. Goats bleated, chickens clucked. Rams were pulled this way and that. But Chief Okafor ignored them all. He wanted something different, something no man had ever owned. And then he saw it. A ram unlike any other. Its coat was white as palm wine. Its horns curled like golden crowns. But its eyes were not the eyes of an animal. They were deep, human, almost weeping. Trader's voice fast, desperate. "Chief, no one dares to buy this ram. It eats little but grows fat. It is gentle, but it watches too closely. Some say it is not an animal at all." Chief's voice proud, laughing. "Nonsense, I will take it, name your price." Coin jingling. And so the wealthy man bought the ram, never knowing what he had carried home. Night crickets, distant thunder. At home the servants clapped. "Ah, Chief, the king of rams." But when Madame Enneka saw it, the basin in her hands fell to the ground. Her lips trembled, her eyes filled with tears. That night Chief Okafor dreamed. He saw his wife crying in the market, calling his name, but when he ran to her, he only heard blighting. He awoke in sweat. And outside, the ram stared up at his window with human eyes. The eve of the feast. Festive drumming builds. The town gathered, the feast of Chief Okafor. Palm wine flowed, yams boiled. Meat roasted, the only thing left was the slaughtering of the ram. But the ram grew restless, it pulled its rope. It cried mournfully whenever Madame Enneka walked by. And then an old beggar entered the compound. Beggar's voice shaking. "Chief, beware, that ram is no ordinary beast. Listen to your dreams, listen to your wife's silence." But the chief laughed and sent the beggar away. His pride was greater than his fear. The feast day. Crowd noise, drums beating fast. Finally the day arrived. Hundreds gathered at Chief Okafor's mansion. Songs rose, drums thundered. The servants dragged the ram forward. The people cheered. Crowd voices cheering. "Ah, Chief Okafor, today we eat like kings." But as the knife was raised, the ram began to cry. Not the cry of an animal, but the cry of a woman. Real tears rolled from its eyes. Madame Enneka's voice screaming. "Stop, don't kill it, don't touch that ram." She ran forward, throwing herself on the ram. Her voice broke as she cried, "Husband, can you not see, this ram is me?" Thunder rumbling, strong wind, SFX. And then it happened, before the eyes of the crowd. The ram shivered, twisted, changed. Its horns melted away, its hooves stretched into hands, its wool disappeared. And lying weakly on the ground was Madame Enneka. Crowd gasp, some faint, others scream and run. Chief Okafor stares in disbelief. Madame Enneka's voice weak. "I was cursed, cursed to live between woman and beast. You bought me not knowing, you nearly killed me. Not knowing all your wealth. All your pride, yet you could not see me. The close-up of her weak face, tears in her eyes. Her hand slips away as she takes her last breath. The aftermath. The feast ended in tears, the food lay untouched. The drums were silent. Chief Okafor sat by his wife's body. Broken, for the first time, he felt the emptiness of his wealth. Abandoned courtyard, food rotting on the tables. Chief sits in the dust beside Nneka's covered body. Servants weep quietly in the background. He gave away his wretches to the poor. He wore no more rings, no more fine robes. When people asked him why, he said only one thing. I once bought a ram and discovered too late. It was my own heart I slaughtered. Fade to Chief walking through the village in simple clothes, handing food to beggars. Soft ending music. Narrator. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe because the next story may shock you even more. Subscribe for more shocking.
The ending of the S. The night was silent now. The drums had fallen quiet. The fire hissed and cracked as if afraid to speak. The crowd stood frozen, faces pale in the torchlight. Chief Okafor's hands shook as he dropped the sacrificial knife. Why did no one tell me? His voice cracked, heavy with grief. The woman, no longer a ram, but his wife, stood barefoot on the ground. Her face wet with tears and ash. You never looked closely, she said softly. Your pride kept your eyes shut. I was cursed to live between woman and beast. You bought me not knowing, you almost killed me not knowing. Chief Okafor fell to his knees. The great chief, the proud man, bowed before her. What must I do? He whispered. Tell me how to make this right. She looked at him, her face unreadable. Some curses are broken, she said. Others must be carried forever. Then, before the crowd's eyes, she turned and walked into the night, into the forest, where no man dared follow. For a long time, no one moved. The feast was never finished. The ram's blood was never spilled. And to this day, they say Chief Okafor kept an empty chair in his house, waiting for the day his wife might return.